Good morning, everyone. It is now day 6 of our cruise, and we have just arrived at the Gran Canaria island. And both this port and city appear to be much different than the previous port stops that we have made. Even the way they have built the buildings here, they're more mid-rise and skyscraper buildings, so it looks to be a much larger city. And then in the background there's a rather tall mountain range, so it does have some rather interesting geography. And anyhow, it should be an interesting day exploring the Gran Canaria island, so let's get started. Today I'm on the Spanish island of Gran Canaria, which is part of the Canary Islands. And some background information on Gran Canaria: the island is approximately 90 miles from the African coast and about 800 miles from Spain. About 851,000 people live on the island, making Gran Canaria the second most populous island in the Canary Island chain. And I'm here in the city of Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, and this is the largest city on the island of Gran Canaria. Over 378,000 people live here in the city of Las Palmas, so about 1/3 of the island's population live right here. And I am just next to the downtown area, and they have a lot of shops, restaurants, and hotels just right here. And then also they have a large cruise port, and this morning there's already 2 cruise ships in port, and the second one you could see a little bit of the bow that's right behind the Princess Cruises ship. And then right next to the cruise port they have this rather large shopping mall, and this is called the El Muelle Mall, and it looks to be a pretty westernized shopping mall. They have a Guess Jeans, Levi's, Burger King, McDonald's, and all kinds of other shops. And then they have a couple hotels just right here in this area. And the first one is the AC Hotel by Marriott, which is directly ahead, and that is listed as a 4-star hotel online, and the current nightly rate is 107 euros, which is about 120 US dollars. And overall, the AC Marriott has pretty good customer reviews, though a few people complain that the Marriott has rather small rooms, and then other people apparently don't like the shape of the hotel, but I think it has a pretty cool shape. It's like a giant cylinder. And anyhow, I'm just going to explore the downtown area of Las Palmas, which is just about maybe 2-3 blocks up this path, and there's a lot more shopping and restaurants, so let's go check it out. And I'm now in the downtown shopping district of Las Palmas, and I'm still pretty close to the coastal area, and there is the AC Hotel by Marriott. And just some more background information on the Gran Canaria island. The island itself is about 31 miles in diameter, and it's a fairly large island with over 140 miles of coastline. And one thing that makes the island's geography rather unique is, in addition to the picturesque beaches, which most of the other Canary Islands also have as well, the Gran Canaria in addition has a rather large interior mountain range, with mountains rising to over 6,000 feet in elevation. And what's interesting about that is that for a semi-arid subtropical climate, it's still rather dry here. The Gran Canaria island only gets about 6 inches of rain each year. It's also been known to snow here, or at least it has on the peaks of the nearby mountains. And you can't really see the mountains from here with all of these buildings, but they are pretty close by, as this is, for an island it might be big, but 31 miles, if we had a car, we could get to the mountains pretty quickly from here. And the history of the Canary Islands in Gran Canaria is pretty interesting as well. The first inhabitants of the Gran Canaria Island date back to over 2,500 years ago, to the 6th century BC. And these first early settlers were known as the North African Canary. And the Gran Canaria Island, like the other Canaries, they also have a rather dark history as well. And they were known to be subject to slave raids, either by the Spanish or other North African countries. And the Spanish would actually go on to colonize the Canary Islands and Gran Canaria as well. And they colonized the Gran Canaria during the 14th and 15th centuries. And then eventually the trading in slaves would end during the 19th century, which also just happens to coincide with the collapse of the Spanish Empire. However, unlike Spain's other colonies in South America and Mexico, which they lost, the Spanish were able to hold on to the Canary Islands. And today the Gran Canaria Island is probably better known for its tourism and shopping. And there's also quite a bit of shopping just right in this area here. And this is a bazaar. It's like a women's clothing store. And then some of these other businesses look to be closed, and this one across the street looks like it's been closed for quite some time. Not sure if that's due to the COVID, or maybe I'm just starting to get a little bit further out from the main shopping district. And here's another little clothing store, looks to be women's clothing. And then another closed business. And here is a electronics store. This one is called Duke Electronics. And it looks like I'm just about to the end of this block here. And I'm now at the Playa de las Cañaras beach in Las Palmas. And for a early November afternoon, it's pretty nice out, even though it's a little drizzly. Temperatures are in the 70s, and a lot of people are out and about enjoying a nice warm afternoon day here on the Gran Canaria Island. And also just right next to this beach area, they have this rather nice boardwalk with a lot of shopping and restaurants. And then the cruise port terminal is not too far from here. It's only about maybe 4 or 5 blocks away. And it is a rather nice day here on the Gran Canaria Island.